Hello everyone, Snowflarky here, and today I am presenting my Aquaactress deck profile. Now for the past couple of years, Aquaactresses have been one of my favorite fun decks to bust out in my duel group. It revolves around a bunch of fish-looking aqua monsters that are pretty vulnerable but become more resilient thanks to their aquarium spell cards that can make them quite destructive in the battle phase and annoying for your opponent to deal with. Um, Backing that up with a couple other water deck engines and win cons uh, gives this deck, some decent playability in a casual circle for sure. So getting right into it, I'm going to start right off the bat with 3 Aquaactress Arowana. Now, do note right off the bat, I will say this is not an optimal Aquaactress build. 3 is definitely a bit greedy on this, but given it is my favorite card, I like to play it on 3. It's a 6-star 2000 attack Aqua monster whose effect is once per turn. You can add an Aquaactress monster from your deck to your hand. Important thing to note about all the Aquaactress monsters is that none of their effects are hard once per turns. They're only soft once per turns. So if you can get multiple Aquaactress Arowanas on the field, or if you can get it to the grave, bounce it back, you can use its effects multiple times in a turn. So this monster, big attack body, can make it quite powerful in the battle phase and can get you extra monsters to keep your hand refilled and supplied. So we're playing triple Arowana. Next up we have triple Aquaactress Guppy. Now this is a level 2 Aquaactress monster with 600 attack, and this one's effect is that once per turn, you can special summon an Aquaactress monster from your hand. So if you need to get that Arowana on the field, Guppy is usually the easiest way to do it. Alternatively, you can use a Guppy to get another copy of Guppy on the field, which can go into rank 2 plays, or you can add your next monster, Aquaactress Tetra, which is the one that gets you aquarium cards. So whichever one you need, Guppy can get it out, get you more bodies on board to do more damage into the battle phase. All right, our next card is triple Aquaactress Tetra. This one is the heart and soul of the Aquaactress engine. This one, once per turn, you can add an aquarium card, an aquarium spell card. Yep, from the deck to your hand. The aquarium spell cards are the cards that you run that give your Aquaactresses survivability and then massive attack boost during the battle. And it's what makes the Aquaactresses really kick off. So you definitely want to get as many aquarium cards as you can. So getting out one or multiple of these to get multiple aquarium cards, just continually generate card advantage. Very much needed. That's all the Aquaactress monsters that exist. So that is our Aquaactress part of the deck. Now we back it up with some water sports. Here we're playing 2 copies of Testudo Erat Newman. This card is usually your deck's win condition because this is a 1-star Aqua monster that says neither player can special summon monsters with 1800 or more attack. So you can easily get this card out in a number of ways. There's ways we have to special summon it. And we also have support in the Aquarium stage card that can prevent this thing from dying by battle, which can make it quite obnoxious to deal with. And a lot of decks just don't have outs, and they need those monsters with 1800 or more attack special summon. And so they can't do anything, which will allow your Aquaactresses to reign supreme. Important to note that if you're going to play this, definitely wait till after you've special summoned your Aquaactress or any of your extra deck monsters with over 1800 attack, because once you commit to Erat Newman, you're not going to be able to get those out anymore. For the rest of the monsters, we're moving to Frog Engine for support. So we're playing 3 copies of Swap Frog. Now, Swap Frog is really good because he sends all the lower level Aqua monsters to the grave. That includes other frogs, which you can use for XZ plays, but that also includes Testudo, Erat, Newman, Guppy, and Tetra. And we do have abilities to access our graveyard in this deck, so loading it up with exactly who you want is very important. I will say normally when we play this deck, you are usually going to want to throw 1 Human or Ronin Totem. Um, It's going to normally be one of those three. So, yep, triple swap frog. You can special summon him, then you can bring him back and normal summon him, which will allow you to get all your cards in the graveyard so that you can access them. Next, for more frogs, as we showed, we are running the 2 Ronin Totem. This one you get in the grave, and then you can banish another frog in order to special summon it, give you more level 2 bodies on board to go into rank 2 plays. And, of course, Dupe Frog. Given that it is a frog deck, we are running Totally Awesome. Dupe Frog is just a level 2 frog to pump out from Totally Awesome's effect, or if you have it, you know, it can be on the field destroyed to get another frog card. So it's just the next best option. And then last, to round out our monster count, we are playing 1 copy of Starboy. Starboy is definitely also a bit of a greedy card, but when you have Starboy, if you have a board already built up, you get an opportunity to play Starboy, boost all your water monsters by 500 attack, so that can give you lots of extra damage to OTK. So I do like the 1 of Starboy just because you can pitch it when you need it. Moving on to our spell lineup, we are playing 2 Aquarium Stage. This is one of the 3 Aquarium cards that work with the Aquaactress monsters. So what Aquarium Stage does is that water monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle except with another water monster, which means if you are up against another water deck, this deck kind of has a bad matchup. And then, of course, also it has an additional effect. Aquaactress monsters are unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, which is a pretty huge thing. You know, monster effects kind of run Yu-Gi-Oh, so making your Aquaactresses unaffected makes them a lot harder for your opponent to deal with. Also, all the Aquarium cards have this last effect, where if this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Aqua monster from your graveyard. So that, you know, that can be, all your monsters in the deck are mostly Aqua, so that can get most of your targets back, and makes it so you don't just lose out when those get destroyed. Next, with the Aquarium cards, we are running 3 of the Aquarium set. So this one is an attack boost card. Essentially, all water monsters gain 300 attack, and all Aquaactress monsters gain 300 attack. Your Aquaactresses are also water, which means they gain 600 attack. So this gives them a steady boost in attack, which helps you deal a lot of damage. Also has the effect where if it gets popped, you can special summon an Aqua from the grave. So attack boost and special summon potential. And then last of the Aquarium cards is our 2 of Aquarium Lighting. Aquarium Lighting is a spell card that says when Aquaactress monsters you control battle, their attack and defense become double what it is. And this is where the battle against monsters effects become really insanely large, because if you have boost off of the Aquarium set, we're also running wetlands in here. Your monsters can be at a regular 1800 attack, which gets them well over 3000 on the regular when battling a monster, which deals with most things. So Aquarium Lighting is what makes your fish do big damage when they're battling against monsters. Also has the effect of that when it's popped, you special summon an Aqua from your grave. Next, since we are running so many low-level Aquas and Swap Frog to dump stuff in the grave, we are running Triple Surface. Surface essentially targets one of your level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, or Aqua type monsters, and special summons it in defense mode. So if you've dumped Newman or Rat Testudo into your grave, with Swap Frog, you can surface it back to get that special summon lockdown online. You can use it to special summon a Tetra that you threw in there if you need some Aquarium cards. You can use it to bring back a Starboy you dropped if you need the attack boost to end a game. So very, very good card in this deck. You'll definitely be happy to see it, playing it a lot. Next, this deck doesn't have too many great extra deck plays it can go into, so we are running Triple Pot of Extravagance for deck consistency. There's not many other just drawing cards in this. There's a lot more searching, which Pot of Extravagance doesn't stop you from doing, so you might as well use that extra deck to gain card advantage. So Pot of Extravagance, very nice, good boost to this deck, makes it so that you get more cards, and that one extra card can be a lot. Next up, we have a couple one-ofs. One for one, this can be used to bring out both Tetra if you need aquarium cards, or Testudo Rat Newman if you need the special summon lockdown. Both those are your key cards as I discussed, so having a way to pull them out of the deck is great. Running one Monarch Stormforth. This is only because I'm playing triple of the Arowana, so having a Monarch Stormforth tribute an opponent's monster for an Arowana summon is quite nice. And one Monster Reborn, like we have triple surface, can't help that have another way to get out a key card to finish off the game, whether it's special summon lockdown or attack boost. Next, after that, we have our one copy of Terraforming, which is used to search out 2 copies of Wetlands. So Wetlands gives all Aqua type monsters that are level 2 or lower 1200 attack boost, which applies to your Tetra, your Guppy, it applies to Testudo Rat Newman, it applies to the Frogs, it applies to Starboy, so you got tons of targets that it works with, and that 1200 attack boost added on to regular attack boost from the Aquaactress monsters with Aquarium Lighting makes them basically unbeatable in monster battles, and of course the increased attack also helps close out games quicker when you're poking in damage, and in decks like this it's very important that you close games quickly before your opponent draws an out. Next up, we are into trap cards. We are only running 2 of them. I'm running one copy of Starlight Road. This deck's greatest weakness historically has always been that it does not like board wipes. Raigeki, Dark Hole does a lot of damage, and of course, if your opponent is popping multiple aquarium cards at once with Twin Twisters or a Heavy Storm Duster, you definitely want to stop that. So Starlight Road, negate those big board wipe effects to protect your board, get a Stardust Dragon. You know, there's definitely, you could run just a general negate, but I like the Starlight Road specifically. It gives a Stardust Dragon, which we can pull from our extra deck for further negate, further attack power. And of course, the more standard emergency button, Solemn Judgment. Playing it just as a one-of, just to protect that crucial setup board from anything that could happen. You know, Solemn Judgment, pay half your life points, stop a card. Can be, you know, you save this at the right time, can be the difference that stops your opponent from breaking the board you have set up. And that is it for the main deck. Last, we will move on to the extra deck here. You don't use your extra deck a ton in this, but you do have a couple plays, so it's worth talking about some of those cards, even though most of your extra deck is extravagance fodder. So to start, we are playing one, Totally Awesome. I'm playing one because I only have one. If you have more of this card, play as many as you can, because this is pretty much the only one you'll ever really want to go into when you go into it. Totally Awesome. It's a card negate by tributing an Aqua monster from your field or hand. And of course, he even gives you those Frog Aqua monsters from your deck during the standby phase with his effect. So, you know, you play Toad, you can negate cards, can protect your board, can make it hard for your opponent to play. So definitely play as many Totally Awesome as possible. When he goes to the grave, you get a water monster back, which can be useful too. If you're like me and only have one, you can use that to throw himself back so you can get him again. A Ghost Trick Dullahan. Definitely don't use this very often, but you can make it with Tetra. And it's probably the best rank 1 for 2 materials, so that's the main reason. It has attacks with its effects, so that can help you get over some stuff. I'm running 2 copies of Link Karibo, another target that Tetra can go into. Link Karibo, you tribute it to reduce the monster's attack to 0. That can definitely help, especially because in this deck, with your Aquaactress cards, you do lots of damage by battling monsters, so getting something's attack to 0 can be big. And next, I have 2 copies of Stardust Dragon. You just summon this off of Starlight Road if you activate it. So 2 copies of Stardust Dragon to summon off Starlight Road. Next, the rest of my extra deck is for a Waking the Dragon side deck. I'm a big fan of Waking the Dragon in my dueling circle because we have lots of spell and trap removal that is played. So you're going to see just a lot of the standard Waking the Dragon stuff. Waking the Dragon is a trap card that says if this set card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon a monster from your extra deck. From your deck or extra deck. So I just have the best extra deck targets to summon off it, which Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon, 3500 attack monster that is unaffected by card effects, so sometimes the decks just can't deal with this card, and that card will win you the duel. Other cards that could win you the duel off Waking the Dragon, Naturia Exterio. This is a card that lets you negate spell or trap cards by sending cards from your deck to the graveyard, and then card from your graveyard to being banished. And if you do that, you can negate spell or traps. Not hard once per turn. Do it as many times as you need. So if you're up against spell decks that need their spell or trap cards, Stereo does it. Triple Last Warrior from Another Planet. So this card makes it so that nobody can summon monsters. Which, if your opponent's board is empty and they can't summon monsters, that often can be its win con. Interesting thing to note, this card has an interaction where when you summon it, you have to destroy all monsters you control. But if you have Aquarium Stage on board with your Aquaactress monsters, they are unaffected by monster effects, so they will actually not be destroyed by this guy's effects that destroys your own monsters when he is summoned. So pretty cool, can keep you aboard. And last, Baguska. You can summon this off in defense mode if you need a one-sided skill drain for a turn. And Goyo Emperor, which in the right situation can be a game ender. You know, if you attack a monster, you special summon it back, that damage could be game. So I've used it once, so I still keep it in there. And that is it for my extra deck. Definitely max out on your totally awesomes if you have them. Alright, in this last section, I kind of wanted to talk about some cards that I would mostly declare side deck options or things I want to try in the future. Just ideas of kind of niche, not thought about things that I have that might help Aqua Actresses. So starting for the monsters, if you don't have extravagance and want to make good use of your extra deck, try Eater of Millions. This card I have found to be quite useful card. If you don't have extravagance, you can banish extra deck cards to summon Eater of Millions. And Eater of Millions, whenever it battles a monster once per turn, can just banish it. So it's non-targeting, non-destruction removal. It's either going to banish something annoying that you can't deal with, or it's going to force out an opponent's negate, which means that afterward you can follow up with a ton of cards. So definitely something to consider. Here I have some of my good side deck options that I've considered for it. We're going to start with our Floodgates, Goes and Match, and Rivalry of the Warlords. Goes and Match means that each player can control only one attribute on the field. All your monsters are water. Everything in the extra deck that you'll actually go into, minus Stardust off of Starlight Road, is water. So, Goes and Match in certain matchups, Goes and Match could win you the game if you're up against a deck that has lots of attributes. And Rivalry of the Warlords is similar, but it means that you can only control the same type. So everything in your main deck is an Aqua monster, so you're not punished by it, and you can punish decks that have multiple types running around. So definitely good cards to consider that can help you win games, which is very important with a deck like this where your main deck isn't as good, so you use these kind of things to boost it up. Additionally, talking about that, we have summon limit. There's not too many turns where you'll summon more than twice per turn, so this really doesn't hurt Aquaactress that bad, and hurts a lot of other decks that really bad since they summon a lot. Additionally, we have a copy of White Howling. This is a very interesting card that if you control a water monster, you target a spell in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and then if you do, for the rest of this turn, their spells are negated. So negating spell cards is pretty huge in Yu-Gi-Oh! Lots of decks have crucial spells they need going off to have a good turn. So if you can just say no to spell cards for a turn, oftentimes that could end a game if you do it at the right time. So White Howling, definitely something I'm playing around with. Um, this is definitely a little more suspect. Fury of the Karyu Shin and Torrential Tribute. So what this card does is it adds Torrential Tribute from your deck to your hand, but it also has an additional effect where if a water monster you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. So Torrential Tribute is a trap card that I use. I find myself using it quite a bit if whenever I do use trap cards, because it's one of those trap cards that I find is solid going first or second, because even if you're going second, you can set it and wait till your opponent commits another monster and then torrential a huge board. Um, Not that it doesn't mean you can't get negated, but it's an interesting thing to think about nonetheless, because you could search this out with Fury of the Karyushin, set Torrential Tribute, use it to interrupt an opponent's combo or board, and all your water monsters would be safe because you can banish this from your graveyard to protect them from the destruction of Torrential Tribute. So that is kind of interesting thing I wanted to try out. Probably not too good. Something that I would think is a bit better is incorporating some sea stealth attack synergy with an Umi card. You could use Legendary Ocean, but I think I would use Pacifist of Phantasm City just because even if you're not using any of the normal monster effects, um, well, any of the cards to get Phantasm Spirals, it means on your opponent's turn you can summon a 2000 attack token, which, extra damage, always nice to win games. And of course, what Sea Stealth Attack does is while you control an Umi card once per turn, you can banish a water monster you control till the end phase, which will help you dodge, which you can use to help your Aquaactress or water monsters dodge destruction or being affected by card effects. And of course, if you do, your face-up spell and trap cards cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn. That is that in a deck like this, that could be great because even though your aquarium cards have effects that work when they're destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it's usually not as good as being able to keep them alive on the field and keep their effects going. You want that stage to protect things from being destroyed by battle. You want stage to make sure things don't have any so make sure your Aquaactresses are unaffected by monster effects. You want lighting to do big battle damage against monsters. So having this kind of card that would just be like a guaranteed, better have Cosmic Cyclone if you want to out these cards, um, is great. I mean, this card fuels the Phantasm Spiral deck, and I am curious if it could do the same with a build of Aquaactress. If you're playing the Floodgates, it can keep them alive too. Additionally, if you're summoning a token off Pacifist, water monsters you control that's original level was 5 or higher when they battle an opponent's monster, they destroy it. So that applies to the token that you would summon off Pacifist, and it applies to Aquaactress Arowana. So definitely something I'm going to see if there's any road to go with that. You would miss out on the Wetlands attack stat, but I think having the uh, undestructible floodgates and continuous cards could be of a much better benefit. And with that, that is our Aquaactress deck profile. Thanks everyone for checking it out. You can see me duel with it on Twitch. There's probably some old VODs of it on the YouTube already. If not, I'll bust it out at a duel night real soon so you can see it in action. Remember, this is a pure fun version, so definitely not the most competitive version. You can find that in other places. But yeah, fun deck, super cheap. Consider picking it up. All right, folks, I'll talk to y'all later. Catch you in the next one.